Hey, GH peeps, what's happening? It's your girl, Tawari Babes, coming at you with a late night review for Hump Day. It's Hump Day, y'all. March the 27th, 2024. Hope you guys having a good day. Hope you guys having a good afternoon, a good evening. I had a pretty good day. Cannot complain. You know, I'm seeing it as we are at the middle of the work week now. You know, Thursday and Friday are just slide-ins. And here we come to the weekend again. You know what I'm saying? How was GHing for y'all? Highs? Lows? Ooh, did she just tell that boy that he couldn't see his daddy no more? I mean, did she just say, like, don't worry, I'm gonna keep you from the big bad wolf because he just cannot keep us safe no more? I was like, okay, guys, so this is my highlight, but I'm going to step into this a minute. There's reasons behind why you would want to keep the father or the mother, whoever you are, and you have custody of this child, away from their father or their other parent, right? Now, yes, I am with Sam. I would be mad as hell that he told you not to tell me what's going on. I'd be mad as hell. I would be. But this is not a punishable offense by banish. This is not a banishment offense. And maybe I'm a little bit more lenient. Maybe I am. Like I said, I'd be pissed. But I'd be pissed at him. I'm not going to be pissed at my kid. I'm not going to take this out my kid because this is going to hurt my kid. I'm not protecting my kid. I'm hurting my kid. Now, if this man or this person, this woman, was doing drugs with my child, doing something, sadistic, sodomistic, something not correct to my child, I'm not going to say the words. Y'all get my drift, the R word, okay? Smoking, like I said, smoking crack, doing drugs, doing something heinous, unaliving my child. Now, see, these are not punishable, to me, offenses of jail time. These are more punishable offenses of lifetime in, hell, because that's where I'm sending. But to take a man from his child for this, it's kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot. And you seen Danny's face. And you know how Sonny was calling Michael Judas in this whole entire thing of all the, silliness, because if anybody's a Judas, it's Sonny himself. I feel like everybody's being Judases to Jason. Everybody's sitting there spitting in the man that has had one time saved each and every single one of all of their lives. Basically, almost everybody on the show, he has saved their lives, at least one of them. At least some way, somehow, saved their children's lives, their lives, some way, somehow. Yes, Jason is the man. Yeah, so I'm just looking at all these Judases, and we're like, I can't wait till all the truth comes out and y'all eating y'all words. Now, yes, highlight moment. I was happy to hear that Sam did believe him for not doing that to Dante. But to say this man is dangerous, he's only dangerous because he's saving lives like he saved yours a lot of times, Sam McCall, when you was out doing some stupid stuff. Because, all we got to do is go back in the GH vault and pull out the receipts. So, yeah, you just got right, Sam McCall. Like I said, guys, I'm not knocking that her being upset about him having her son lie to her. I'm not knocking that is true, but that is not that banishment is reaching to me. It's reaching. Okay? Please leave your highlights and comments in the comment section. I love reading you guys' highlights, for real. I love reading you guys' ideas. I love reading you guys' suggestions. To me, I feel like I love the theme. We're all excited. We're looking for change. We're liking how the story's getting crazy. You know what I'm saying? They bringing Pikeman back. But let's get into it. Get into it. Ooh, I spent 4 minutes on that. My apologies. Like and subscribe. So we're going to get into today's story. And we at the PCPD. Oh! And also, that's another thing I wanted to bring up too. The statute of limitations for the RICO for a felony is 5 years. The statute of limitations for a RICO felony is 5 years. Jason was gone for 2.5 years. That's 3 years ago from the time Jason left that this should have occurred. Because after that, they can't legally go after the person anymore. So it's interesting to see who he helped about 3 years ago before he left. I'm thinking it was Carly. I'm not sure. Maybe it was Sam. Who knows? Well, it's a felony though, so it's 5 years. I looked it up, and we all know GH might, splunge that. But that's the first thing I thought about when I was, my man's baking in jail and everybody stabbing him in the back. So Sam visits Jason. And, she asked him point blank, did he shoot Dante? And he's like, no. And she's like, I believe you. I really believe you. And Jason, being Mr. Honesty that he is, of course, told her about Danny and about how Danny found him and about how, Danny helped him out. And like I said prior, I understand Sam's anger. I do feel like he didn't purposely seek out Danny. Danny found him. So that was a little too much as far as he could have got him a felony case. He walked into the room. Okay, honey, that's all he did. He didn't like, okay, I'm going to, take him home with me and hide him in our basement in our penthouse. He didn't do none of that. Jason told him to step. I can't have you involved in this. So I feel her. I don't understand her all that paranoia. I guess it's dating a cop. That's what happens to you. Mrs. Break the Rules herself. It's so hilarious that she loves breaking the rules, but she's acting this way. But anyway, but the whole entire lying to her thing, I get that. Don't have my kid lying to me. Don't you ever have my kid lying to me. But I just think that she just went way too far as usual. So, like I said, she believes that he didn't shoot Dante, and she really felt relaxed about that. But they're not telling her about, about that. But having Danny lie to her about where his whereabouts, she was pissed. And the conversation went from bad to hell. Sam don't like it. She's been raising her son on her own all her life. And she don't want him to be acting like and pretending like he is the dad, because he hasn't been the dad. Because when she's like, I've been trying to take care of him and he's been going through all this stuff and getting to know all this stuff, and Jason's like, what stuff? And she's like, oh no, you do not get to pretend like you want to be a dad right now. You don't get to pretend like you want to do that. You've been gone and I've been raising our son. Now, I feel like Jason is in a bad situation because she don't know why he been gone. So she just acting like he wanted to be gone. Like he just wanted to stay away from his family. He wanted to stay away from his children. And I think a lot of people that are calling him a deadbeat, I ain't gonna lie, before everything, he probably wasn't the greatest, but the things that he got himself involved in made him want to not want to involve his children, because he didn't want people coming after his kids. You know what I'm saying? But he did not choose to be gone for no 2 years. Obviously there was a reason behind it, and we still don't know what this RICO thing was about. And I hear people saying that it was about him, but I don't think it was about him. I don't think he'd have a problem sitting in jail for 2 years instead of going out to go kill people 20 years. I don't know. I can't see Jason doing this for that, but I digress, and I'm going to keep going. Maybe Jason likes killing bad guys now. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, but she did have a valid point. She has been raising Danny on her own. She really has. But she basically tells him that he can't protect Danny, and he's nothing but a danger to Danny. And she tells him that he's going to be out of Danny's life from now on, and walks out. And I'm like, knowing Jason, he'll probably be okay with that. But if Jason decides, because his life is so dangerous, that's going to make him lose his son, and he's already lost so much, maybe Jason says, like, look, I just want to clear this up, and after I'm done with this, I'm done with all of that. I want to be there for my son. You said my son's going through something. I don't even know what he's going through. I really hope they bring back a man. I like Stone Cold. Don't get me wrong. I do. But I want to see... I like to see him as a dad too, so it'll be interesting what they're going to do with Jason. I just don't want to see him working back with Sonny again. Gosh, I hope that doesn't happen. Moving along, after Sam goes running out, And and Jason did agree that he did regret getting Danny involved in anything. He regretted it bigly, but Sam don't care. Sam don't care. Diane comes to visit Jason, and she talks about, his charges. There's a hero cop that's in jail, and that's in the bed. That doesn't look like he's going to wake up. We all know Dante's about to wake up because they're all, making this big hoo-hoo about it. And the DA is thinking that Dante was shot on accident. And Diane's like, and we both know that ain't true. You had nothing to do with this at all. But unfortunately, Jason has nothing to give or add to Diane to help him in his case. And the only thing I really got out of that one is, I love how they play Dante as the hero cop, but I think we forgot that Jason's been hero to half of poor Charles. Jason has saved more lives than Dante has. And if I'm wrong, guys, please correct me. I am game for that. I love when y'all bring out y'all receipts, because there's things that y'all remember and know that I don't remember and know. And I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth and be like, okay, thank you. Thank you for clearing that up. You gave me a wrinkle in my old brain. I appreciate that. I do. Wholeheartedly, I do. That's why I invite comments and reactions. Please bring them. So, but I don't... I can honestly say I don't remember Dante saving as many lives as Jason has, but I guess they got to play this up to make Jason the ultimate bad guy. Not saying that shooting a cop is a good thing to do. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying making it sound like she's the only hero in this situation is kind of fucked up, when we all know Jason is honestly the bigger hero. Moving along. Diane does bring up their history and talks about how she always normally would say that things are bad when they're, and then, of course she wins, and she's like, yes, but, they weren't really that bad, but, I just wanted to put it that I come in here swinging. No, this time it's really bad, boo-boo. This time it's really bad. He passes away. He's unalived. That's murder one, and that's life. That's life in prison. So if this Rico thing was on Jason, was that life too, or was that just 20 years? Because I'm thinking now, I'm like, you know what? I'm thinking the Rico thing ain't so bad right now. Yep, the Rico thing ain't so bad. You know what, Your Honor? I want to go ahead and plead 20 years for Rico and racketeering. I'd rather do that. I did not shoot this man. This man set me up to go follow these people. I am telling it all. I am telling it all. John Cates, you are going down. There's no way I'm going down for life. I'm just saying, I'd rather do that than this. Are you crazy? Or if he's holding up on somebody, you know what? Carly, honey, I always loved you. You have fabulous hair, but boo-boo, I'm not doing life. I'm not doing life for this. Sorry. It was her. Yeah, get her. She's right there. Go ahead and arrest her. I'm not going to help you anymore, Mr. Agent. Or whoever it is, I be flipping tables. Sam, Sonny, I'm not doing life. I didn't kill him. John Cates knows what's going on. He knew that I was working with pikemen. Whatever you want to know, let's talk about it. I'm saying it all. You're going to have me in witness protection in 5 seconds. I'm bringing all the hidden books. I'm bringing who I know who stole the WSB original shipment. I'm talking about all of it, honey. Ooh, I know where the body of Helena is. Peter is still alive. Victor is somewhere frozen. That's who bought, his people are the ones who bought the Cassadine Island. They're going to put his frozen body on there. I'm telling it all. Okay, let me get off of that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm wasting time again. Let me see. Diane does say that he is her most favorite and difficult client. And she would hate for him to do life for something that he didn't do. So call me. You got my number. I liked when she said that, because I like to know that Jason was more of her favorite than Sonny. Because Sonny, it's always like you got to get dirty to do something for him. But Jason's normally it's not. Just a little dirt, But it's like, not the dirt that you got to deal to do with the sun. I don't know, guys. Let me get off of Sonny. Sonny wasn't even in the show today. Okay, guys. This is the moment where he went. The emotions came out. So Brooklyn comes to see him with a letter from Monica. which makes me cry, real tears. My notes. And Brooklyn reassures him that Monica's okay, because he's like, well, is she okay? Is everything okay with her? Because, of course he doesn't know anything. And he's just finding out everything as it goes. And she's like, no, she's actually still working. She did have an accident on the ice, leaving the driveway. And she's in a wheelchair. And then but she's still working at the hospital. And now she's caught a bug. So the doctors, they just want her to be careful. But if that wasn't going on, she would be at the arraignment. And I'm like, we all know. Yes, she would. And I'm just want them to have a scene with her and him. I almost would have preferred it had been her that found him. Not Danny, not nobody. If they could have arranged it for Monica to be there and find him some way, somehow, like somebody took her out to the water so she could, just think about old days when the boys were young and acting crazy, and she ran into her son. I would have loved that. Oh my God, that would have had me crying like a baby. Oh, let me go. But this is another thing that makes me wonder if Jason's going to change. Okay, so the letter says, I believe in you. Love, Mom. Whoo! Jason, with tears, tells Brooklyn to tell her that I love her and that I'm sorry. And when he broke down, all that he's losing, he's about to lose his son, his mom is sick, he might lose her if he goes to jail, he won't be here for her. I really think if this might be the switch, if this brings us a dad Jason, a family Jason, but still Stone, but still dad, he's never going to be Jason Quartermaine. That's not a person he will ever remember. But if this brings something to the family part of him and he just walks away from mom life, I'm telling you now, I would be so happy. Because he'd have to balance out the good and the bad in himself. Well, not even the bad in himself, but the I don't give a F in himself versus, okay, I'm trying to be a good man in front of my sons. I'm not going to beat this disrespectful dude up for talking crazy to to this lady or anybody else. But that was the most beautiful part of the whole entire show for me. So then we're going to roll over to the actual Quartermaine boathouse, where the brothers, Danny and Jake, have finally had met up, had heads. And Danny like, why y'all here? He's like, why y'all here? And Jake like, well, because, mom thought it'd be good if we were all together since dad's going to an arraignment, you know what I'm saying? And of course they're going to find him guilty, and because, we know he did it. This was, first of all, great acting between them. For a full scene between those brothers, and I don't recall too many scenes with them other than the scene when they were with Char, and they were really just supporting Char then. This was awesome. I absolutely loved it. I want to see more young people on here. I love the story with Amali and Christine, even though I couldn't stand Christina because she's Colt Sonny now. I still love seeing the young bloods on here. And this Danny, this is something that it was good. I loved it. I don't know if everybody else would agree with it, but I did. I loved seeing the brothers on here. But yeah, Jake's like assuming that it will go quickly because dad's guilty. And Danny's like, that's not how it works. And why you think he's guilty? I love how Danny was like, that is not how it works. You obviously know nothing about arraignments. Jake calls Danny naive. Of course he's guilty. And he starts saying the guy. And he's like, what does that even mean? And what do you mean the guy? So he's the guy now? And he's like, you don't know you don't know shit. And he's like, well, I don't know what, that he left us? And I was like, to save lives? Every time you're dead? Unfortunately, yeah, your dad did do some bad things for Sonny Corinthos, yes. But any other time was to save somebody's life. When he left the last time, he didn't leave because he wanted to. He left because he was saving somebody's life once again. Helping somebody out once again. And I hope that him and Jake have some kind of, maybe they'll have a build up, because Jason's going to choose to live a different life. And I'm not saying that we're going to have a white collar Jason. You know what I'm saying? He'll never be that guy. But I'll just keep talking. Let me stop. So, where was I at? Danny reminds him that he hasn't talked to the cops or their father. And nobody has filled you on the evidence that they have collected. You're mad at Dad. I get it. So you want him to be guilty. Because Jake was talking about how long he's been gone and how he wasn't thinking about them and everything else like that. And it did sound like, and Danny put it out, you're mad at Dad. This is why you're really mad. It ain't about nothing else, but you're mad at Dad. And then that's when Jake says, I can't believe that. I can't believe you. You don't believe that Dante's doing everything for you, and he's been there for you, and everything like that. And Danny's like, what are you talking about? Me having Dad's back has nothing to do with me loving Dante. And Rocco's like a brother to me. I'm the one who's been looking out for him. Where you been? You know what I'm saying? Danny like, don't test my loyalty, bruh. Because I love me some Dante. Don't even do that. Don't even do that. I love me Dante and Rocco. This is hard for me. And this has got to be hard for him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel him. I mean, I feel him. Where was I at? Yeah, so Jake doesn't want any of this and thinks that Danny ain't been being loyal to Dante and Rocco. And that's when Danny goes off about that. You know what I'm saying? And Danny tells him he loves Dante and Rocco. And Rocco's like a brother. I think I've already told y'all that. Let me catch up. Okay, so when Jake says that his dad does not deserve the benefit of the doubt, that's when the hand goes swinging. And then another hand goes swinging. And of course, Aiden's in the middle like, y'all are brothers. Y'all are family. What is wrong with you people? I loved it. And I just sit here just like, I know I wasn't smiling about the violence, okay? But the young actors, guys, we ain't seen these kids in eons, okay? We've seen their fuddy-duddy parents doing some fuddy-duddy stuff. I want to see some of the new generation. When I was growing up, they had teenagers had their own freaking story, okay? Their own story, and some of them stories was wild, okay? We don't get that no more. We don't get no stories for the young people. There is no story for the young people. And oddly enough, them young story people, the stories for the young people will happen closer and closer as it gets to the summer. Springtime, you see the young thing happening. And that's how they got the young crew in there, because we were already interested because of our grandparents and our moms. Now we ain't watching it because they got somebody a little bit older than us, and we're like, oh my gosh, he's so cute. John Stamos. Was it John Stamos' fine ass? Somebody was on there. Let me keep going. So, where was I at? Because I keep going off. I'm sorry, guys. This was a good day on soaps. So, Aiden ends up breaking the brothers up. And Jake's like, I ain't got time for this, and walks off. Later on, Sam walks up, and they discuss the fight. Sam tells Danny about her visit to Jason. And that Jason told her about, you know, what that thing that he asked Danny to do, and she's pissed. And Danny's like, dang, all you wanted was a first aid kit. It ain't like he asked me to, you know, build him a thing to break out of jail. And Sam was just mad. She tells him she's more mad that his father asked him to lie to her, and that the trust is broken. And she brings up, you know, how dangerous it is, you know, with Jason and being in their lives. And Danny asks Sam, does Dante know that I love and appreciate him? And Sam's like, of course he does, because that did kind of mess with him. He's been struggling with that this whole entire time. Jake was really wrong for that, because this has been his debate. He loves his father, but he also loves and appreciates Dante, and he knows that Dante's been there for him and been there and helping him, and with, you know, helping his mom raise him. He understands that and knows that. You know what I'm saying? So this whole entire situation's just been hard on this kid. And when Jake said that, it did kind of shake him like, well, dang, I don't want to seem like I'm being disloyal to Dante by believing in my father, but I believe in my father. It's my dad. And there's just, the realness behind it is just beautiful, and I love it. I just love it. But anyway, Sam tells him that, of course, Dante knows that he loves her, that he loves him. And she apologizes for everything and tells Danny that he won't see his father again because I'm going to keep you safe. And I'm like, and Danny's face is like, I hate that they cut it off. Because I wanted him to be like, now see, everything was going good, Mom, until you said that. I'm going to see my dad. You know, you're not doing that. I'm going to see my father. I love you. I respect you. And I love Dante. I do. But I'm going to see my dad. So this is going to be interesting, and it might cause some problems. I don't think Sam should just take that from him. I think that should be something that they discuss together, not something that she just ultimately decides. That's not cool. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And as far as him, how him being so risky and being dangerous, half the time she's forgetting that half the time he was being risky and dangerous when they first got together was because of her and her dumb mistakes that she kept getting herself involved in. And that's not even talk about how she came on to the storyline. Moving along, we're at the courthouse. Joss and Trina, they make up. We knew they were going to make up. Trina apologizes for being an ass, and Joss apologizes for not acting like Trina's feelings were not important. And I agree with both of them, and I'm really happy that the girls are made up. Like I said, this was Young People Day, and I loved it. I loved it, guys. Trina admits that it was unfair that Jason got to come back and not Spencer. And I'm like, girl, your man barely saved your butt. But Jason can save half of Port Charles and your butt, girl. You just sit back. It's just so unfair. But she's young, love, and then love. You know what I'm saying? Trina just wants her man back. That's all. Joss mentions Oscar's name for the zillionth time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, girl. I understand that you want to have, but sometimes, just be there for a person. You ain't got to keep matching their energy and trying to understand their feelings. How about you just understand and be quiet and just be there and say, I'm here for you. I'm tired of, girl, God, I don't know. I'm just tired of hearing mention Oscar. Dang, let that boy rest. Let that boy rest, Joss. Dang. But she comforts her girl. And she comforts her best friend. She lets her know that they are definitely going to make it together. Meanwhile, we're going to flash on over back to the PCDPD, or maybe should I say the commissioner's office. Guys, why Ed offered Dex ass a job as a cop? Like we didn't see that coming. Who didn't see that coming? Who didn't see that coming? Now Dex, man, they keep replacing all these Sonny haters on here, because now we got a real Sonny hater, because that's all he is. He's just, I can't wait. I just is waiting for you to call me so I can work for you against Sonny. Where the hate come from? Where the fuck this hate come from, bro? Where the hell this hate come from, bro? Man. Where does hate come from, bro? I don't get it. Anyway, Anna thinks this is a good way to save Dex and to keep him protected from Sonny or anybody else. And he has to hurry up and make his mind, because he has to hurry up and make up his mind, because time is short and his time for himself is limited. Later on, Dex goes to see Joss and says, I now have a newfounded reason to stay. I'm going to be the new Rory, but with blonde hair. I'm like, oh gosh, we are stuck with Dex some more. They done found a way to keep him, guys. They done found a way to keep him. We're going to wrap this story up, and we're going to go on over to the courthouse, guys, because we got Chris and Molly. And I ain't going to lie, normally I don't spend this much time on the Davis girls. But today, yeah, yeah. Let's just talk about it. So we got Chris and Molly, and Chris has joined a new cult. Christina has joined a new cult. It's called the Cult of Sunny. Yep, that's what I'm calling it, the Cult of Sunny, because this is this whole entire scene was asinine. So Molly says that it's going to be hard being impartial, going to trying Jason, a person that she trusts and she knows very well. While Chris believes that he did it. And why? Because her daddy believes it. And if daddy believes it, now Matt, and you know how comfortable and how strong him and Jason's relationship was, but if my daddy believes it, then it's so. And I'm like, when did they lobotomize Christina and take her brain? She just lost all voice and all reason. Now she's propping up her daddy. First she propped up her daddy with Nina. Now she's propping up her daddy with this foolishness. Next thing we know, she's going to be propping up her daddy with Nina and Ava. I just can't. Christina needs to be her own person. I want to see her own opinion. Oh my gosh. I understand daddy girlism, okay? But this is a little too far for anyone. Chris starts to talk about the evidence, and I'm loving the fact that Molly asks if Chris or Sonny, Molly asked her first, is this Chris or Christina or Sonny I'm talking to? I mean, she doesn't say it like that, but that's basically what she is asking. Because it isn't obvious to the police or the DA or the DA office or to me that Jason is the person that did this. Isn't it obvious to us? It's just obvious to you and Sonny, right? Molly says, yes, there is reasonable suspicion because Christina's like, well, if he didn't do it, then why is he in jail? Molly brings up the fact that it's reasonable suspicion and supporting evidence. And I'm like, okay, guys, what evidence? A blood-soaked shirt with their blood on it, that's your evidence? Was there any, that's all the evidence that you have is that he was seen that he was on at the time of Jonte's shooting, but there's no video, there's no gun resin, there's no gun, there's no, when you seen Jason in the film, he wasn't with the sniper. The sniper had the gun, not Jason. Jason had no gun in his hand, no gun in his person when you found him. There might have been, I don't know, I don't think so. I don't know, he did have a gun in his person, but when he turned on himself in, I'm pretty sure he didn't have his gun on him. So what evidence, guys? Y'all gotta come to me. Come on, in the comment section. If y'all heard or seen any actual factual evidence that points the finger, because you cannot send anybody to jail with murder one with this flimsy of a case. And it's making me crazy to believe that they're really trying to make us see this, even in the soap world. We're going to send you to jail with no evidence whatsoever but a bloody t-shirt. That's it. Nobody can sit there and say that they shot you, you had a gun. Nobody can sit there and say anything. And anybody get on that stand going to be lying because they're going to be lying on themselves because they just as dirty as he is. Okay, I'm going to keep going. So Molly does bring up, and then there's the other guy. And what was his story and what was he doing? And I'm sorry, Sonny ain't the law. I was like, Molly, come on, girl. For once, you cooking today. They gave you some good breakfast. Somebody fed Molly some good breakfast. I'm telling you right now. In Christina's eyes, Sonny is the law. And she tells Molly to check her feelings at the door and do her job. And I'm like, oh, look at little Sonny. Oh, so we got Sonny the Sanctimonious and Christina the Sanctimonious Jr. Just like we got Jocelyn the Sanctimonious after her father, Jax the Sanctimonious. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I love it. Oh. Let me stop. Molly tells her, don't tell me to do my job while you sit in the back of back of the courthouse. Like, this is easy for me. Like, I'm not the one in the ring with somebody that I respect and have feelings that I have love for. Christina then apologizes. And Molly is actually surprised that Christina is anti-Jason, especially after he saved her from the cult. But Jason has changed in these 2.5 years. How do you know that? He hasn't even tried to reach out to my dad. So it's all about, if nobody talks to daddy and nobody tries to clear things with daddy, then he's just bad. Girl, you are in the pit of bad. Your daddy is the bad one. Who do you think ordered Jason to do those bad things? I'm looking at Christina like, if Naivety was a heel, she would be glidely climbing up and down that thing. She would have ate the heel, okay? If Naivety was a heel, Christina would be full from eating that heel. And then when Molly says, well, I hope you don't show these feelings around your nephew. She's what nephew? Around Danny, because, you know, that is his father. Dante's been more of a father to him than Danny has. I'm like, oh my gosh. Girl. Christina. This is why I didn't want her to have Molly's baby, because this is the kind of thinking. I'm like, Molly, this is why nobody wanted her to get pregnant by your kid, because this is... Molly wants Christina to consider that she got this all wrong and focus on her health and go home because she's stressing out the baby. And Christina's like, oh, is that the ADA ordering me to go home? Christina then apologizes and says that she knows that Christina would never jeopardize the baby, just like Christina should know that she would always go with the case and not her feelings. And I'm like, yeah, she would, because to start, you know how like she tried to screw Trina over. She definitely was going with the case, not her feelings in that one. Just saying. Molly has perfect evidence in knowing how to handle that. Oh, and a side note, Robert tells Anna that he doesn't want to go and do the bond hearing for Jason because he loves and respects his daughter and doesn't want to anger her. And that just tells me that Robin, of course, is standing by Jason no matter what. And I'm like, damn, no matter what goes on, Robin gonna stand by that man back. Now that's about a motherfucker for real. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I think that's the whole bit of the show today. I don't think I missed anything. If I did, I do apologize. Please like and subscribe if you like the content. Sorry, guys, if I'm talking too fast. If I'm talking too fast, can you please let me know? I know sometimes I get caught up in the story in my head and I just start... So please let me know if I'm talking too fast and I will start to, try to slow down. Don't get so excited. But anywho, thanks for hanging out with me. You guys are super amazing. I hope you have a wonderful night and a wonderful day tomorrow. Sleep well. Mwah, and be blessed.